So that's my dad fishing. That's the piano in the mirror. And a lamp that I put Mackenzie Child's wrapping paper on. It belonged to my mother-in-law. The lamp did, not the wrapping paper. And a cross stitch that I did. I kept very few cross stitches. I actually gave this one to Bob because we both have a temper, but sometimes I think that it helps to do a serenity prayer to help with that. And so I've tried to put other shapes besides rectangles. And so I'm using an oval. And so anyway, this is Bob when he was about 15 or 16 years old and had a great haircut and not too many curls. And then that is a Bulova clock that I bought when I lived in Florida in Mandarin. There was a store that was closing and it was half price, so I bought it, and it's 35 years old. And then this is a cross stitch that I bought. Oh, there's one door I haven't closed. Let me close it. So this is a cross stitch that I bought at Value Village, and I really like shells, and I've got several shells that are large from Guam, and one I've got from my mother-in-law, and I don't know where she got it. And then this I got at a thrift store, and I really like the fact that it has, you know, hand stitching. This is not done by a machine, and you know, it's just a beautiful thing that I've heard in church many, many times. And then Bob's brother. Bob is the middle child, so he's the one on the right. And his older brother is in the middle, and his younger brother is on the left. And then this is a picture of Bob's mother. And it has the same frame as this mirror that belonged to my mother. And I just think that that's terrific to have them mirror each other, if that's a play or a pun. But then this is Bob's mother and his father and his younger brother. And there's Bob, all serious looking. He had contacts. Everybody in the family wears glasses, except the people who've had, what is it, LASIK surgery. All right, then this is one picture of Mom and Dad. And so I got this when I was much younger. They were still alive, and they're very happy, and I like the picture. This is my grandmother and grandfather, Papa Ted, Terrence Moran Baxter, and Annie Jeannie Avant. And the reason I had to stop for a second is because nobody called her Annie. They called her Jeannie. So, but her legal name was Annie Jeannie. And then this is a picture of when we first got to Headland, Alabama. Mom got two frames and put them together to make it look better. She thought it looked better, and then they painted it, and it needs dusting or vacuuming. But Teresa has a beautiful dress that was white with a pink sash, and I have a pink dress. Mom always put pink on me, even though my face has always been pink. And she got all the curls out of my hair for the shot. And I'm a little bit tense because my hand's all rolled up, but Mom's is tense too. Dad is not. I don't know what he's thinking. And Teresa is not. She's just like, I'm here for a picture. I'm smiling. And then Rebecca is showing off her ring. She's so cute with that ring. Anyway, and Dad is smiling. He's happy, relaxed. He's not tired at all. Mom cannot even sit up straight. She's so blasted tired, dressing three little girls and, you know, doing everything that she did. Cleaning, cooking, everything. Laundry, everything. And Dad was very, traditional. He worked and Mom did everything else, which wasn't considered work, but it was a whole lot more probably than what he did. And then I have my penguin collection. I have a few more penguins, and I've got one raven because my best friend when I was a child was Billy Poe back in Florida. I don't remember anybody except Mr. Mudd in Guam. I was there for 3 years, and I remember Mr. Mudd. But anyway, as far as that goes, I have sculpture that are carved out of charcoal and or coal, not charcoal, but coal. And I put a little bit of Christmas everywhere. And these came from either Fred and Bertha Fairchild, or from Esther and George Fairchild, or from George Francis and Esther. Let me think, and who before that? Israel and Lucy Ann had, they could have gotten them. Who knows? They lived in a cabin, so I doubt it. And then we've got Patton, that belonged to Hatton. Hatton liked Patton. And then we've got all of these copper things that my husband collected when he went to Washington, D.C., except for Benjamin Franklin. I bought that at a thrift store. And I bought the, what is it? The Nutcracker on the left, which is only a 10, at World Market. And then I bought the penguin at Joann's. And that's it. And this right here, my mom gave to me when I was in Milton, Florida. And I don't know what you're supposed to put in it except rings. And I just bought these 3 large penguins from a store about 3 or 4 years ago. But these 2 penguins came from, I believe, from the Old Antarctica Explorers Association we went to in 2014. So and there's a Nutcracker here. I don't know where I bought it, probably Dillard's. Seriously. And then that's what the hall looks like. It's all pink, it's saturated. And the ceiling is Soar from Sherwin-Williams. And the concrete is, you know, polished concrete. We have given up on carpet. We've given up on painting. We just want concrete. And how we're going to keep it breathing and not moldy, you don't put anything down on it. It's just concrete. So this is my Charlotte wall. I have several portraits of me. Now the one down here is the first one that Florence did for me. I asked her to do one for me because she told me she had not painted in a year. So I asked her if she would paint one of me. She didn't say, oh, how much would you like to pay me? She didn't tell me, oh, I'll do it for you, but it'll cost you this much. She didn't do any of that. She offered me a free painting every time I went to see her. And I have to get this reframed. I actually cut the mat and not the mat. I cut the actual frame, and I went to a frame shop and they taught me how to do that. And then they did this too. And then I put it together, and that was supposed to be a class, and it was supposed to get more people in. But these, believe it or not, are my eyes. The mouth and the face and the red hair are not mine. But I asked her to make me look younger and thinner and give me red hair. And I just did for fun. And so she had fun doing this. And that's what I wanted to do. She had lost a husband to Alzheimer's. And I wanted to give her something to look forward to that was happy and cheerful. And then I met a man in Douglasville in front of the old courthouse. And he was doing portraits. And I asked him if he would trade. And I would give him a signed book if he would do my portrait. And he did. So I didn't have to give money for this, but I gave a copy of my book for it. He had enough money. And then this is a picture that I had done in New Orleans. And the artist, I have a picture of him somewhere. I hope it hasn't been ruined by concrete or something, being wet and making it moldy, like 2 pictures I had to throw away yesterday. But anyway, this is me in New Orleans when I was about 23. I sat down and he started sketching me, and you'd think, oh, this probably only took 30 minutes. oh no, this man took probably 3 hours to do this. And then when I asked him to put my necklace in it, he made me have a hairy chest. He did not want to get into detail on that. And he asked me for $10 for this portrait, and I gave him $15. I told him this was so nice of him, and I really like it. But anyway, I got the frame from a place in Lost Mountain, and it's no longer there, but I went there and framed things several times. And then this is what I looked like when I was a preschool teacher. And that was probably about 6 or 7 years after the portrait that you just saw. And then let me get out of the light. So I don't think there's any way I can do it. Maybe if I lift it. Yeah, if I lift it, you can. Well, look at that. It looks like a spaceship between our heads or something. And you can't turn the light off because it still looks bad. So anyway, but a Canadian man did this, and I was wearing a black blouse with white polka dots, and I told him, I don't want to look at black for the next 50 years, so please, make it blue. And so he did, and I'm sure he didn't want to put polka dots on there anyway. So there's that. And then when my mother died, I got this framed version of my grandmother's wedding dress with me in it in 1989. And so that is me in 1989 in my grandmother's wedding dress. And there's one picture that my father-in-law kept that a cousin of his took when I was bending over to blow something out, maybe a candle or something. And it made my stomach look really big because I was bending over and I was taking a breath in. And they just thought that was funny. And, to get a picture of a bride that was beautiful when she didn't look beautiful. And I am kind of sad about that, but what do you do? You've got men, and they're always little boys inside, maybe. But my mother-in-law's picture of us really faded out because she lived in Florida. And if you notice, my foot is turned in, and that's because I fell downstairs when I was 2 years old, and I never could stand on my left foot easily after that. I couldn't do sit cross-legged Indian style, crisscross Indian style. So as far as Bob goes, that's the only picture of him in this hallway with me, besides the portrait we had done in Disney World for our honeymoon. For our honeymoon, I said, I want to be busy, so I don't want to be bored. And so what we did is we went on a cruise, a Disney cruise. We went to Church Street Station. We went to all 5 of the parks at Disney World, and all of them. Don't make me, count them. Epcot and all of them. And then we went to Cape Canaveral, and then we went out to eat when we weren't doing that. We never took naps. We were always walking and doing things. It was just amazing. But anyway, so that is the wedding dress that belonged to my grandmother. And a few years ago, I gave the shoes away because I'm never going to wear this dress again, and I'm never going to wear the shoes again. I am pretty sure. Anyway.